They are starting the map draft, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. Alrighty, it's going to be a Langanati ban for Meh, Costa Mountain ban for Alexander. Fortified clearing for Meh. Is it going to be Ring of Reeds in response for Alexander? Are we going to see two closed maps in the first quarterfinals game? Do they want to take this to a 3-hour set? No, it's going to be Golden Lakes. Now, for those of you who were here at the beginning of the stream, we saw that Alexander was preparing 3 maps: Fortified Clearing, Golden Lakes, and Outcrop. So, not a surprise that we see the Golden Lakes pick from him here. It's going to be Fractal, Ring of Reeds, and Spiral Ban. Are we going to be starting on the most quintessential map of the tournament? And the first quarterfinals map is Outcrop. Oh my goodness. I mean, it makes sense, right? We've seen this map over 170 times in the tournament at this point. It's a map that a lot of players are comfortable with, and it's a map that's very consistent. Not really a surprise there. Fortified Clearing is a little bit of a surprise to me. I feel like it's a bit of a wild card of a map. It's something that always goes late, and I think late prefers Meh over Alexander, who really loves to try and end games in, honestly, Dark Age if he can. I am waiting on the Civ drafts. I have received them. Let me send those over to Dizzy.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to Fortified Clearing, because normally when that gets casted, it just gets so chaotic, right?
In the late game, it can get quite aggressive, but there's usually a bit of time for analysis at the beginning. We are waiting for them to start the Civ draft now. Civs I think we could see picked and banned here include the Portuguese. The Portuguese were quite popular, and actually I can pull up my notes here for these players that I took this morning. Alexander preferring the Ethiopians, the Celts, the Persians, the Mayans, the Malians, and Meh here. Okay, it's a pulls band. Meh is a bit of a pull player. Okay, it is a Mayan band, so this is exactly as I scouted it this morning. I wonder if either of these players were in here during my scouting. Mayan Ethiopian band, Pol Hindustani band from Alexander. This is only the Hindustani band surprises me, and the Malian pick comes out right away for Alexander. He's had 3 Mayan wins in this tournament. I'm not surprised the Mayans were banned, but he also likes the Malians. Persians for men, not a surprise there. Berbers does surprise me. We've only seen him play it once in the tournament, but it is a great civ on Outcrop. Inca pick, Portuguese pick for Alexander. These players are getting exactly the civs that they want. Obviously, minus the bans. Byzantine pick for Meh here. Into the Burgundians for Fortified Clearing. That is not what I was expecting from Meh. What is the last pick for Alexander? Will we see the Celts come out yet again? Will we see the Aztecs for Fortified Clearing instead of Portuguese? And it's going to be the Vietnamese for a potential Outcrop pick. Interesting. King Maxwell 007, welcome to the stream. Enjoy the chat. Hello, hello, hello to you. He only goes Celts on Fractal? Oh, interesting. Now, Dizzy, if I'm not mistaken, you are rocking the surround sound, correct?
Yes. Do you need me to put my headset on? It won't be an issue.
It would be beneficial because I can't hear myself just because I'm so loud.
Good.
No worries there, though. So, not a surprise on these drafts except for Vietnamese. I expected Meso-Civs from Alexander. I expected Malians and Portuguese. I expected Persians, Byzantines from Meh. Burgundians is new, though. Berbers is not new, but we've only seen it once, and Vietnamese is new. So, really good bans here from Meh. This is exactly what I thought we needed. The ban, Hindustanis over Malians is confusing to me. Sorry, not over Malians, over, Persians. I thought it was going to be a pull Persian ban. So definitely interesting to see the Hindustanis on the chopping block. Let me go ahead now and pull up spectator dashboard and do a bit of looking for this game. Alrighty, we're going to go at normal speed because I do not want you guys to miss anything. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 1 of the first quarterfinal set and the first night bracket quarterfinal game. We have, in the blue, on the Incas, Sir Alexander de Kunze. And in the red, on the Berbers, Sir Meh247. Now, if you don't know, all of the Knight players put Sir in their name because they're all knighted. So, they've all been knighted by our base officially. They are all Knights of the Netherlands, officially and legally. Do not fact check that. Now, let's talk about quickly outcrop here. No stone in your base. Only stone on the outcrops, and there are extra hurtables. I don't know if there's anybody who's not seen TCC who is here watching, but that is the name of the game on outcrop. Other than that, it is walling like Arabia, it is feudal aggression, it is walls into fast castles, it is knights and archers, but Incas here, not what I thought we were going to see, and I think that this was a bit of mind games from Alexander, showing the pick of the Malians, and then going for the Incas on outcrop. This was definitely what I expected to see, but I think Meh was expecting a Knight Civ or even a CA Civ on this map, and that's where the Berber pick came from. So, Alexander already winning the mind games, but can he win the map? Having that disadvantage of no stable. You there, Dizzy?
Yes, my brain. I went to say something, and my brain just shut down. I was like, "Oh no."
No worries. This should be a standard start for both players. I think the biggest thing that's going to set the tone of this set is whether or not we see a fast castle from either of these players. I don't think fast castle is indicative of the Mezzo playstyle. I think what we want to see out of Alexander is archers and eagles, possibly archers and spears in the feudal age, to get some pressure on Meh before he gets to those cheaper knights and camels. Now, camels aren't going to come into play here, but knights definitely could. Knights being exceptionally strong against Mezzos, as they don't have anything to match the speed and tankiness until they get a fully upgraded Eagle Warriors, and even then, the attack of the Knight is so much higher that it almost makes the Eagle Warrior look more like a light cav with a gold cost than like a Knight. The only thing the Incas have going for them is the counters, the Kamiyuk with that +1 range and that bonus damage against cavalry, the Slinger with that gunpowder bonus damage against infantry, and of course the Eagles that are going to stop anything with a pierce damage. This is definitely a comfort pick for Alexander. He loves his Mezzo Civs, but is he going to find the damage in feudal that he needs?
I will say you've really hyped up Alexander, so I'm expecting
He is my
big
favorite.
things.
He is my favorite.
Yes, you're really selling him. So if he falls short, you might fall on your sword there. So
Hey, listen.
really gotta hope he performs.
I have always been someone. Well, let's talk about Meh here. Meh is an exceptional player. Meh is much better in the late game than Alexander. So if Meh can get the fast castle into Knight play going, or even go with some sort of CA play, this could be very good for Meh. If the damage from Alexander does not come early, he doesn't perform as well in the late to post-Imperial situations. So Meh definitely wants to hold on, boom, 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 go 3 TC, and try and find a way to make Alexander go beyond his time limit.
I see, like, Sir Meh also is bad late game because he has 24/7 in his name, so he can go like 24/7. I think that's a
True.
coincidence, right? That's yeah. So.
Both of these players are insanely strong, though, genuinely. I know Alexander is my favorite for the set, but Meh is not to be slept on. Meh is an extremely strong player. I think part of my bias also comes from the fact that from the games I've seen on Mezzosivs from Alexander, they have been absolute knockouts. So I am, at least in game 1 here, preferring the Inca pick. I definitely think that the Berber pick was expecting some sort of Caver or CA, and I do think that this was a bit of foresight from Alexander. Now, both players are walling. Neither players are up to feudal. It's going to be a 20 pop-up for Sir Meh and a 23 pop-up for Alexander. I'm kind of surprised by this. I definitely thought we'd see a 21 or 22 pop fast castle from Sir Meh, and maybe we are going to see a bit of my knowledge put to the test here. Now, in the quarterfinals is the time when we see players shake things up the most. I think that if you're going to start whipping out new strategies, now is the time to do it because your neck is on the line. So, if we are going to see a late game play from Alexander or a early game play from Meh, if we're going to see a bit of weirdness, this is where it would be time to bring it out. Feudal Age coming in now for Meh in 10 seconds. A minute 35 away for Alexander still. So this could be possibly a Feudal Age timing for aggression from Meh.
Also, hello to Jag Warrior and Orko. Hi.
What's up,
Good to see
guys?
y'all. Marvo 2.
Yes.
Everyone's here. Obviously,
everybody's here.
Yes. Big momentous occasion. Yeah, in a way, I'm glad it was an hour earlier than I thought because, you know, as I said, another hour of excitement, I wouldn't be able to contain myself.
Are we really going to sell stone to go up at this pop? I don't know. It is a possibility. I don't think either of these players are going for some sort of fast castle drop. I think that is way too open of a play at this level, and at the stakes that are here. What's the lowest elo left in the comp? I have no idea, Scorpion. That's a good question. I don't know what the lowest elo in the knockout stages is. Wow, chat's going crazy today. I've never never struggled this much to keep up, and it is going to be immediately a market for Alexander. He did go for the fast castle pop up. Is this going to be a Inca fast castle?
Because he's walled, like, fully walled up.
Yeah.
Now. He's definitely in, and not the outcas.
he even walled off some of his woodline there.
Wow.
I'm very...
Also, high law,
It's an archery range for Sir Meh. No market, no blacksmith, and not even a second building, so maybe Meh is expecting to stay in feudal a little longer. And wow, Alexander going for the cutthroat economic play. He could sell and go up here. He has the res.
Yeah, if like Sir Meh as well, obviously when you see Incas, you think like more faster, like anger towards you, so yeah, this could just be another checkmate here in terms of like, you know, advantages.
Yeah, no. I 100% agree with that. Now, Meh is not on gold at all. Meh is adding lots of farms, so Meh is getting the eco set up for a long game. Alexander dropping that blacksmith, sold and didn't even have to sell the stone. Just put 8 on gold and raw clicked castle, and it is 2 minutes and 25 seconds away for castle age for Alexander. How is Meh going to respond when this comes in? Lori saying that's not a clean fast castle. No, he was missing the gold whenever he got up. It was a little bit delayed there.
So there could be like a lot of that quarterfinal pressure now coming in right again.
Yeah, for sure. Double bit axe and horse collar coming in for Alexander. Castle Age is now a minute 25 away. And Sir Meh is just slowly getting his way to that Castle Age res. Now, the one hope here, in my opinion, for Meh is any of the units that Alexander wants to go, he's going to need a upgrade for. So if he goes Eagles, he's going to need the Eagle Warrior upgrade. If he goes Crossbows, he's going to need the Crossbow upgrade. The only unit he could make right now that wouldn't need upgrades is the Kamyuk, and that's not even available to him because he's got no stone. We do see a couple of spears for Alexander. I think he was expecting scouts from Meh, but both players have not asked any questions yet this game. We do see a wall deleted, and as Castle Age comes in, Alexander's going out with, it looks like, 5 Vills and a Spear. This is going to be at least a 3 TC boom from Alexander.
So Ghostwriter has to go for like 30 minutes for a meeting. No! Alright, enjoy the meeting, Ghostwriter.
We'll be here when you get back, I promise.
Yes. I've been enjoying the chat so far, just, you know, people just, you know, casting their predictions and just throwing different angles, what they're going to see.
Well, and people like to attribute me to having the most hours watched of the TCC, but I genuinely think there are some people in the chat like Ghostwriter, Lorhe, Marvo, Orico, who have been here even Orange Mamba, they've been here every single day trying to figure out what their opponents are going to do, figure out what the meta is, getting their eyes on these maps even more. So they also have maybe even a more informed opinion about what is going to be seen here. The market's dropped. The blacksmith is going up for Meh, but he still is a minute 30 away from castle. Now, I wasn't sure if we were going to see early castle pressure from Alexander, but Alexander is choosing to just 3 TC boom. I don't think this is a poor choice for him, because in the early castle age, Meh is going to be able to spam those cheap Berber knights if he wants to. The lack of a stable, though, oh, he does have a stable. I'm just blind. He's getting bloodlines. This is going to be cheap Berber knights if I had to make a guess here. Now, what is Alexander going to do in response? I'd say probably pikes. That would not surprise me one bit. Orico says, I went every day, and my next opponent never got casted and played only 2 matches. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Orico. Orico just wanted to scout. Gold mining coming in, armor coming in, forging coming in, bloodlines is already in. No husbandry, but the knights are coming out of a stable now. Also skirms for some reason, just the 2. No more, no less. Alexander is going for a monastery. Probably a monk preemptive response to the knights, and also to get those relics nice and early. From the way this is being set up, I almost feel like both players are expecting this to go late, and yet again we see the example of players expanding to the same side despite a lack of scouting. So many times we have seen players expand to the same side of the map despite not having scouted where their opponent is. So this is going to be a contested left side here, with the 4 knights on the Berber side coming in to find some damage.
And here they come. Ooh, just kind of backing off there, you know.
We're dancing around, feeling it out.
Yeah, you know, just a vibe check.
But also, this lets Alexander know something crucial, and that's that it is time to keep investing into night counters. Oh, goodness. There's an eagle stuck in the opening.
Oh, no.
He's trying to send units out, and the hole is clogged. Unfortunate. Now this monk is going to be late to this relic. I think that monk's been trying to get to that relic for a while now, and it's going to be double monastery from Alexander. Is this all-in Inca Knights? They do not get atonement. They don't get fervor, so they're going to be a little slow, and they aren't going to be able to convert opponents' monks. I don't think that's going to come into play. Berber monks is not the first thing I think of whenever I think of Berbers. Although, wow, they have everything but sanctity and block printing.
I'm curious if the monk's going to get found. Luckily, he just managed to just
skirt by.
Slip for the... Yeah. That's so... It's like when you're on Alexandria, you're like, phew, but then on the other side, it's like, so close to finding that monk type thing, you know?
Yeah. Watching these games back, I've seen multiple players go, wow, 1 tile and I would have had that. Or, wow, I couldn't find this and it was literally 2 tiles away. Like, how did I miss this? Knights do not have good vision, though.
Yeah, blind knights. So say, if I ever eventually play the game and I watch like a replay and I see something like that, I'm like, drat, I was so close.
We are going to see more vills migrate on out to this left side. Neither player has expanded to the right. The Knights for Sir Meh do go to the top of the map. They're trying to find another TC from Alexander. And he's going to realize that it's really just this one. 2 TCs on the outcrop for Meh. Lots of farms at home for both players. The farming is looking better for Alexander, in my opinion. And Alexander is still just full monking it. I wonder if Alexander has a good monk micro.
Do you think having 2 TCs on that side is like okay, or do you think maybe you should have put the other TC on the other side?
Well, we are seeing a response from Alexander, and I think one thing that I will say is that if you're already contesting a side, further contesting that can be good because there's a lot of eco usually on these outcrops. So I don't think it's a bad thing to put more pressure on that side. The player that wins this side is going to have a huge advantage because then the opponent's going to try and go to the other side. And we already see Meh has patrolled a knight out here to prevent any TCs going up in the north for Alexander. So it looks like the line is being drawn in the sand right here. And I think whoever gets a forward castle down on the opponent's TC on this left side is going to have the advantage. Although there are enough knights coming out for Meh that he could just absolutely knight rush a TC pretty soon here. The lack of military for Alexander is concerning me. It is quite low TC idle time for both players, but it's more for Alexander because when he got onto these 3 TCs, he actually only had 6 farms. So we are seeing infantry armor and attack coming in. We are seeing more spears added. I'd love to see 2-3 barracks go down on this outside, knowing that we're up against knights, and just 10 to 12 pikes made. Actually, with these number of knights, I'd love to see like 20 to 30 pikes made. Definitely preferring Meh's position militarily. Now, the res collected is in Alexander's favor, and Alexander also is floating 1,400 gold. So, again, playing for late game, definitely.
It feels like if those knights do get in like that base there, they could do a lot of damage, but he's just a bit hesitant with the knights. As you say, though, kind of, as you say, especially in game when you're super nervous, right? You don't want to make any mistakes. You don't want to lose all your knights, but here we go. They kind of come running in.
Okay, and the first eco kill comes in. 2 vills down. Alexander has quite the eco lead. That's not going to mean anything if it all dies. Where are these vills going? Oh no, the TC's full. He used Seek Shelter. He used the Seek Shelter hotkey, which if the closest buildings are full, there's a spearman in this TC. The monks come out, but this is going to be 8 dead vills for Alexander, meaning he is only 10 vills ahead now. The pike upgrade's coming in. The monks are out on the field. The light cav are in, and there should be another dead vill. Another vill goes down, and another one bites the dust. The light cav dancing around the arrow fire. We're not even going to try and convert the light cav. We're saving that faith for the knights. How many stables is it now? It's still only 2 stables, but he's been consistently producing. Look at this. Both of these stables' lifetimes are extremely full with production. Over half.
That's so nice to see.
Yeah. Listen, if you're going to go for full knights like this on a Civ with cheaper, you might as well just be constantly producing. Whereas Alexander's having to go with the more production buildings for less time approach in response to these knights.
To me, it feels like right now Meh has to make the most of this kind of advantage. I just got like the feeling of worry if like this window is missed kind of thing. Alexander might just find a way to wiggle his way around. But yeah, definitely the ball is definitely in Sir Meh's court as he starts to attack the walls, the north base.
Putting a little bit of pressure here. This is really smart from Meh. Because if these monks want to respond, again, Incan monks don't get fervor, so they're going to be very slow to respond. Okay, we're through the palisades. We're focusing down the houses. The pikes are there, and we do take out the house that's being built. We're in a choke point, and Matt pulls out of the choke point. The pikes are following. As Arson comes in for Alexander. I wonder what he's thinking. And Imp is clicked for both players identically. That is literally the same second of click. Wow.
How many times have you seen that?
I think there's been one other time in the tourney I can think of where they were synced perfectly. The pikes will get cleaned up by the knights. Knights counter pikes. Wow, what a cleanup there. But, I mean, with 4 producing pike barracks at home and a castle defensively for Meh. This is a good defensive castle. It defends his stone. It defends his gold. It gives him somewhere to make trebs from to start pressuring. This secures the position on the left side for Alexander. Meh has the more mobile military, and I'd like to see Meh get out on this north side as well.
It just feels like Meh could have been so close to just clearing
Yeah.
a lot more than he could have. Just so hesitant. It's a shame. As I said, I worry now about like maybe he's gonna just lose the advantage he has now, and it's gonna like suddenly flip the tables.
Well, and with the economic lead for Alexander and him having 10 more vills, Monk Micro coming in. Let's see how this goes. 1 conversion comes through. 1 goes down. Okay, and this was a really strong engagement for Alexander. 1 conversion, a lot of dead units. Still more faith in the bank here. All right. That was well done for Alexander. And we're getting long swords for Sir Meh. These monks are out of position and the light cap do come clean them up. And now we're pike raiding. It's going to be another castle and siege workshops for Alexander. Alexander is all inning this left side here with the pressure. And it's going to be a castle in response for Meh. But there should already be a treb queued for Alexander. Alexander, I don't know where your gold is going. I think it's in queued eagles, but please unqueue some of those so that we can get trebs out. You already have a castle. You should have clicked treb immediately.
It was funny because in my head was our base going like, "What are you doing? What are you all doing?" Blah. And then I just see in chat, he's like, "Oh no!" I'm like, "Yep, there we go. There's our base. Let's go."
Oh yes, I think we're all familiar with the R base rants. Why are we getting capped ram? Oh, it's for the pikes. We're going Ferraris? We're going Incan Ferraris, guys.
It's like he basically lives in my head rent-free now. I'm like trying to make a tea or something, and he's just like in my head going, "Why are you pouring it slowly, faster? What are you doing with the tea bag?" Or like, stop it, our base, please.
Oh goodness. The pikes are doing a lot of work here for Alexander. The capped ram is attacking. Was that cap ram just attacking those light cap? No, I think it was this cap ram attacking the castle. Okay, I was concerned for Alexander's sanity there for a moment. The pikes are killing vills, by the way. We are raiding with pikes right now. I'd love to see Halberdier come in. Knights are being thrown under the castle of Alexander. But Alexander is later to trebs. Let's see who gets the first slam dunk of the quarterfinals. And it is going to be Alexander, the first one to expand to the north. I'm saying it quietly because I don't want Meh to catch on.
Yes, exactly.
Gotta whisper.
I say, for a game which started like very defensive and apprehensive, suddenly this has just turned out like,
Action
just
everywhere.
turned on its head, and now we're just seeing like pikemen's rate. It's like what?
Yeah.
But I'm all for it. I like it.
And the two-handed swords and respond to the pikemen and the eagles. Interesting investment there. Now Berbers do get champion, but I don't think they have any bonus to them. And that knight in the north did patrol into those villas. He's been patrolling since early castle, and now we finally see the value coming in. And it was a double dunk. Both players taking down simultaneously, no repairs, and the TC is going to go down. Alexander's going to reinforce the position with a second defensive castle. The two-handed swords are coming in. The Kamihooks are out. We really need a mass of these Kamihooks to find true value out of them. But up against these two-handed swords, that extra range is going to do wonders. We're going to see double rank and file. I'd love to see these Trebs get sniped, as we do see the Kamioks stack up. But there might be enough two-handed swords here to overwhelm them. Kamioks are not the greatest against infantry unless they outnumber.
I'm glad because like he was like starting to trickle the two-handed swords, but he did like manage to pull him back, which is a great move, and then just get him back into mass again, which is really nice.
It's a bit of a Treb war. Now Meh has tasked the Trebs on the castle, whereas Alexander has tasked the Trebs on the Trebs. What I'd much prefer to see is Alexander come in, and oh my goodness, I can't believe we missed this. Alexander, while we weren't looking, has gotten 43 eco kills with these eagles on those farms.
That's insane.
The eco lead is so huge for Alexander now.
And yeah, it's just clever things like that, really, which, you know, really just will win for you. And
We did see
journey.
Champion come in for Meh, but the Champion are out of place as we now see Halberdier becoming the raiding unit of choice for Alexander. I think that's a bit of a forward production misclick. I think those were meant to be eagles.
Did he whisper to you saying, "Hey, I'm gonna raid Sir Meh"? And we didn't hear it, so yes.
Yeah, we didn't hear it. Alex needs to think about slingers. Yeah, no. If you're the Incas here, you're definitely going slingers against these two-handed swords, right? Or rather, champions now. Mez Eco is dead. Mez Eco is dead.
You're there just like looking at this bottom half. You're like, yes, this fight is going great. And then you look back at your main base. You're like, oh,
yeah.
No.
And that is another slam dunk for Meh onto Alexander's castle. I don't think it's going to matter, though. Now,
just so much damage has been done.
We are seeing the archery ranges go down, and the slingers are coming out. So whoever said we needed slingers, you're getting your wish. Neither of these players have any of the unique techs. The Incans could use both Andean Sling and Fabric Shields here. As we do see that TC go down. Alexander's being pressured extremely on this bottom side. But I don't think he's too worried as he places a castle in the north and is getting another relic. This is going to be 3 relics for Alexander. Still having to reboom at home for Meh. But the push goes on. Eagles going to raid once again. Slingers defending. Men-at-Arms coming in for Alexander.
Let's go, Men-at-Arms.
It's not quite a Gary, but it'll do.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was a misclick or not. That feels like too many to be a misclick, though. Good slinger here. Good slinger kills here. Good cleanup.
Yep. It's nice. Those the raiding units definitely pulled those two-handed swords out of place. Now they're having to run back there. You see?
Mm-hmm.
So, that was really nice play to get them to run back there.
And the castle's going to be denied. As we see more archery rangers, is Alexander going to go full slinger here in the late game with eagles for raiding? As we do see these eagles are going to be cleaned up once again.
So much going on, so much.
I feel like we've seen such an ebb and flow here. We've seen, okay, first Alexander was aggressive with the eco, then Meh was aggressive with the knights, then Alexander was aggressive with the castle, then Meh was aggressive with the trebs. Now we're seeing Alexander was aggressive with the eagles. Now Meh is full champion, fully upgraded champion, and is cleaning up in the north, preventing raiding as best he can and pushing out. The problem is, Meh is down half the number of eco units.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm
really
getting.
Has to pull like.
I'm getting those excited hiccups I always get.
It's the rose on your cap.
We are still trying to force this castle in the north, but the slingers have come to clean up the champs.
Definitely feels like Sir Meh needs something huge here just to catch up on eco, but it's gonna be so difficult now.
You know, I think Sir Alexander has gotten capped ram quite a lot, and I don't know why he keeps getting it in imp when you could just make trebs. I thought it was to put his... This is still men-at-arms, by the way. There are still 10 men-at-arms here. I didn't think it was a misclick, but I'm still confused. The slings should get cleaned up here. Light cav on them are going to do wonders. These slingers are not very tanky. They're just like hand cannoneer. Lots of damage, but not a lot of damage to cavalry, and not a lot of health.
No, the man-at-arms, they're dying, they're going down. It was the late man-at-arm rush, the infamous late man-at-arm imp rush.
The famous 45-minute men-at-arm rush, yes. Alrighty, we are seeing another castle for Alexander here. The problem is, Rams, still Rams. And we are seeing Longsword come in for Alexander. I thought we were going to see Siege Ram. I cannot get a peg on what Alexander is thinking.
The man-at-arms is still alive.
Just the
somewhere.
one, though. Just the one.
Oh, he's bullying villagers.
He's putting in the work. We need to garrison these villas, and this castle should go down as soon as it went up. There's only one trap here, though. Could see some sort of repair micro. And there's champions in the north contesting this eco for Alexander. Slingers on the way. And it's going to be Rams to clean up the buildings. So now Alexander has decided that Meh no longer gets to build buildings. Is this castle going to go down? The knights are cleaning up. And the cav switch is huge for Meh here. And it is a slam dunk for Meh onto Alexander's castle there in the south.
So you like aggressive castles? Do you like when castles crumble? Or what's your thoughts on crumbling castles?
I do like a good slam dunk, I will admit.
Yes, there we go.
The slingers at home, not quite enough numbers, and champion rating is not the most effective, but it's going to be enough here to put Alexander into panic mode. He's going to be sending most of his military home, and I think this is bad. I think Alexander needs to keep going. Alexander has lost quite a few villas, though. The eco KD is almost even. The big difference here is look at the production for Alexander on villas. Oh my goodness. I can't tell who is winning this game. Why are we getting two-handed swordsmen? Is this a weird tech switch I don't know about? I feel like halberdiers, slingers, and monks can cover you. Eagles if you need them for raiding. I do not understand why we're teching into... There come the Ferraris. Okay, it all makes sense now.
Yum.
Siege Ram coming in. These Rams have done well to clean up the buildings in the middle. We're going to try again for a forward castle. Alexander really wants to have control of this north area.
It's not forward enough, I heard.
Well, here's what I'll say. I don't think there's a reason for a forward castle here from Alexander, due to the fact that Meh doesn't really have eco here. Alexander is really just cleaning up the production center and not really killing vills. All of the vills for Meh are down here in the south. What this does do for Alexander is it prevents Meh from contesting him in the north. If Meh wants to come to the north, he's going to have to awkwardly set up between a castle and a TC, and that's not somewhere you want to be at this point in the game. Looking at the military units, looking at the eco units, looking at the res collected, Alexander has been able to pull out this late game and has done better with the tech switching. I think we saw too much of a commitment to champions on the Berbers when we could have gone cheap knights for raiding instead.
I think it was just that raid as well, so devastating. Like, they were both like so
Eagles in the eco.
Had the advantage, but jeez, just like again, it was so like sneaky, devastating. Not even we noticed it until like we look back and there's no villagers and it's like, oh, okay.
Well, there was so much happening here that those 10, 12 eagles in there just absolutely wrecked face. I think what cannot be overstated here is Alexander's flexibility of unit comp versus Mez wanting to go all in one or two unit types. We have Halb, Slinger, Crossbow, Monk, Captram, Siege Ram, Eagles, all from Alexander at the same time, whereas Meh is not even producing military right now. Meh's out of food. Oh my goodness. We are seeing fabric shields come in as the Siege Ram goes in. These things are going to absolutely shred any building they come in contact with.
Yeah.
And the Siege Ram feels like a I'm ready to end this game from Alexander.
It's just, there's nothing you really do now, is it? It's too far gone at this point.
I agree. I think we are looking at the first win of the quarterfinals here in the TCC. I definitely expected Alexander to go more aggro, and I think both Meh and I were put off by the Fast Castle 3 TC boom from Alexander. That's not what we've seen. And Alexander really proving me wrong here, in that he needs to win early with this late game 58-minute win here.
Do you think, like, that's what made Meh hesitant as well, the fact that Alexander wasn't aggressive and maybe Meh was like, well,
I
maybe
can
there's
win in
something
the
else.
late game? Or do you think that... Or are you saying that you think he was thinking, okay, what is Alexander doing? He hasn't attacked me yet. What is he hiding?
Yeah, because like he had all those knights, he could have like, you know, gone into those town centers.
Yes.
But he wasn't. He was like skirting around there and just kind of like, maybe he was thinking like, what is Alexander doing? Like what? Like too scared. Because again, he was at a point where he really could have done a lot of damage to Alexander.
I do think that you and Arbase correctly ascertained that the true turning point in this game was that big Eagle raid in early Imperial Age.
Yeah, it'd be one of those moments you look back as a player and just be like, oh no.
Yeah.
Your heart sinks and you're just like,
man.
Drat Alexander.
Yeah. Foiled again. Why are we seeing champions forward? Oh, wow, that's a lot of... Is Alexander making a point?
No offense, but how dare you still alive?
It almost sounds like he's offended that he is still alive. Alexander definitely feeling, saying barely. Arbase putting alive in quotes. Yeah, I think that's pretty indicative of the situation here. And I think that this champion queue is Alexander kind of saying, hey man, let's finish this up. And Meg calls the GG here in this game 1 scenario. What a game. An hour. And I think that this really sets the pace for what we're going to see from the quarterfinals. I think players are going to play a lot safer. They're going to bring out strategies that we haven't seen from them before, and they're going to show us exactly how dominant they can be outside of their comfort zone. Alexander winning here with this meso save is very indicative of what we've seen in the bracket, and I'm not surprised that his flexibility and ability to control different unit types at once with those raids, with the slinger switch, really speaks volumes to the lack of late game credit I've given Alexander. Meh, on the other hand, really hesitated with those knights when he literally could have right-clicked a TC or two and taken them out. He had 20 to 25 knights at one point in Castle Age and just chose not to use them, and that really hurt him because he was behind in eco already. It's going to be 546 kills to 353 losses. There's going to be 98 to 60k. Wow. 38k more res for Alexander. Better fast castle time.
20k of that went to like tech switching.
True. Very true. And that 2k relic gold can't be overstated as well. Although, wow. That's just crazy to look at.
Yeah.
It was a good fast castle time for the average of the tournament. A bad fast castle time for what we expect from this level of play. But still enough to secure this game 1 win here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just look at the Imperial time as well. Remember, we seen the just bang on both 35,
Exactly,
34.
yeah.
I want more digits to that. Let's see how close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd love to know exactly how synced they were on that. More vills produced for Alexander, more vills lost for Alexander. So not really a surprise there. And the ooh, look at that Meh APM. Alexander being able to pull this out with consistently less APM. Interesting. I am ready for game 2. How about you, Dizzy?
Yes, it's amazing. It's really fun to cast you as well. My first cast. I'm really enjoying it with you. Let's go.
I
Go.
often worry whenever I bring in new casters that they don't realize how much I talk, and you really do have to just kind of like say something for me to shut up so that you can get a word in edgewise. And I feel like uh, you're a much calmer caster than I am.
Yep. I'm used to our base, so it's okay.
Oh goodness. Oh, I think we're all used to our base at this point.
Uh,
Is my
I'm flinging a lot of mud today towards our base. I think he's gonna boot me off. That's
Oh,
it.
I doubt it.
Nah, he loves it.
All right, so I'm
Mhm.
looking. My spectator dashboard seems to be quite laggy. Hang on, let me see. Let me see if that's a me problem. No, it shouldn't be a me problem. Okay.
I remember like the first few times I casted and I got told about a spectator dashboard. And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, this makes things so much more easier." Because holy cow, I was like trying to look for the Age of like Empires 2 lobby browser, and that's like, yeah, that was so difficult.
Oh goodness. Um. All right. Let me. I'm still not seeing a lobby.
And Abe says, "Don't worry, I have more quiz questions ready for you." Good. I look forward to beating my personal best of minus 4,400. Maybe I get like minus 6,000 this time.
Um.
You think I play your game? Well, I'm actually playing my game. Uh,
Okay. I still don't see a lobby. They may be taking a 5 between.
yeah, especially with Mayor's APM, maybe his hands are like, ow, we just need like a few more minutes just to recompose and just.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Let's go ahead and take a look here. So we just saw Outcrop be taken by Alexander. I believe Alexander was in. Actually, I can check capture age. No, I cannot. Yes, I can. No, I cannot. Okay. So I don't know what color Alexander was, so I'll fix this in a moment, but we'll say he was blue. So we should be going to fortified clearing here from Meh. That was an Incan win and a Berber loss. Alrighty. If you could, for me, Dizzy,
Mhm.
hold down the fort real quick while I go check on something.
Absolutely. Do
Uh,
not worry.
I
I
am
am good.
I am looking for this lobby.
Mayor and Kunze are playing already. Yes, Adas. They are. And currently, Mayor is down 1-0. Oh, Kunze is up 1-0, depending which way you look at it. But I hope everyone in chat is having a good day. This is obviously the Tactical Tea Time stream, always on, never off. Even when it's off, it's on, and when it's on, it's on. So, and I'm Dizzy, the co-caster. Hi, hi. So, just holding down the fort. This is a takeover, Dizzy takeover. I'm taking it over. uh, yeah. So, how's everyone's day going right now? Need to close a few windows here because I got so many things open. Sleepy. Also, hi, Yako. Good to see you. I think Tactical Tea Time pretty much runs similar to me, where it's just like, if you want to cast him, you just say like, "Oh, I want to cast you," and he's like, "Okay, hop on." At least that's how I do it. So.
Hmm.
We had a question about your co-casting schedule. Like, how does one apply?
Oh, hmm. Do you already have a schedule in which you insert myself for co-casting? Not on my normal days. Usually I'll invite people. If you are wanting to jump in for a co-cast, you can always DM me and we can schedule that. If I'm casting normal bracket or ladder games, usually I'm down to grab whoever. But whenever it comes to these quarterfinals, I'm probably going to be scheduling people. So if you want to jump in, Czar, that's totally cool. Go ahead and DM me and we can schedule that out.
Just to remind everyone, it's currently 1-0 to Alexander. Sir Alexander, sorry.
I can actually, I should be able to add that.
And this is live. This is live. That's why going into this little interlude for, I think they might be taking a little break because that first match was pretty intense, wasn't it? It really
went quite
really
long.
brought out them both, yeah.
Is
I think
my spectator dashboard broken?
Let me just see. Spectator dashboard.
I'm trying to figure out if it's me or not.
Is it not loading up?
It's loading, but then whenever I try and filter, it doesn't. Nothing changes.
Mine's not even loading, so.
Okay, so maybe it's not me.
Yes.
Let me go ahead and message the host. Hey, are you guys taking a break? Or starting?
It was close in the sense of there was points where Meh could have won, but
For sure.
In the end, Alex pulled through. It could have, it really could have gone Meh's way on another day if he was much more aggressive with the Knights.
Our base isn't loading either. Okay.
Oh no.
No, that's all right. That just tells me I need to go in the game and look for it.
Oh, good luck.
It shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
It should be the only thing going on with TCC in the name, so.
Yeah.
I do hope that my DM to Meh does not distract if they are already in the game. Are they already in? Oh my gosh, I think they're already in. Okay, yeah, they're already in, guys. So spectator dashboard's broken, for anyone who's wondering. Alright. Yeah, they've been in. Okay, I hope that my DM did not distract Meh from his gameplay. That would absolutely wreck me if he comes out and he's like, yeah, the DM from Tea Time scared me a little bit, and then I messed up my fortified clearing Dark Age. That would absolutely devastate me. But Dizzy, do you want to go ahead and introduce game 2 here?
Yes, so game number 2 to the north. Well, we're on fortified clearing. It's probably one of my. I always say for me when I watch it, it's always chaotic, but as this arena base is not as chaotic. But generally, for me, always ends up being chaotic. So take that. But yeah, so to the north we have Sir Meh247, who's lost round 1, but we're expecting big things from this round. As I say, you've got to win this round. Because if not, you're out. That's it. There's no second chances. Of course, to the south, we have, in blue, Sir Alexander, who's, Tea Time's favourite. He's looking to just close this out 2-0. So, yeah, what are you expecting from this match with their civilizations?
I was expecting Burgundians Portuguese. The Malians pick here tells me that Alexander wants to end this series now. He's much more comfortable on the Malians. It's one of his best and favorite civs. And the fact that he's picking it here over a late game powerhouse like the Portuguese tells me that he wanted comfort over meta. Maybe we're gonna see some weird like early castle aggression. Maybe we're gonna see some weird feudal age aggression. But either way, this Malian's pick tells me that Alexander's feeling good and feeling confident. But I don't know if it's the right pick for a map like this. What are your thoughts on the Malians on this map?
Well, I think if he chooses, like, if he has like a real solid space with Malians and he loses, that's probably going to be like really bad on his mindset, and that could actually really swing well in Sir Meh's favor. Because if you lose using your best civ, you'll be really like knocked off your feet, and then the momentum will truly be with Meh. So yeah, I'm kind of really looking forward to how this plays out.
I apologize for the last half of that. Someone came up and talked to me in real life, so
Oh, good.
I do apologize for that. But I did hear most of what you said. And yeah, no. What's slightly in a different direction from what you said? It does. I'm still in shock that Alexander has not picked Portuguese here. Again, this feels like mind games from Alexander.
Chat is making me laugh. Like always, they never fail to, you know. I love the community a lot. It's just so, so epic, so awesome.
Okay, so let's consider for a moment the late game army comps. I hope that these two players go fast castle into monks to try and get relic control. For those of you who are unaware, 9 relics on this map. Definitely, I think slept on by a lot of players. I think that with how late these maps can go, those relics can make all the difference in late game gold fights. Now, the Burgundian eco is absolutely insane. It is a powerhouse unlike no other, and it can get up and running extremely quickly. The biggest issue with it is it doesn't leave much room for military pressure. You really need to get the eco set up and running before you start to pump out those early Cavalier and Castle Age, those Coustilier, all these things that you need a strong, and of course the 15% bonus damage on their gunpowder. So definitely a civ where Meh wants to take it to the late game once again. Alexander here, we do have the Malians, and they do get more gold from their mining. But they're not really in my minds. Yes, they get hand cannons. Yes, they get good arbs. They don't get Paladin. They don't get Hazar for raiding. But they do have some good late game options nonetheless. The lack of Bracer really hurts if we're going to see some sort of arb play. But I'm not really sure what the late game comp could be for them. As we see Feudal Age coming in for both players. Meh has queued it behind a villager though.
I don't want to say it's a true neutral. I think most neutrals always want it to be like 1-1 going into that, the dramatized third round where it's really on edge and it's like, that's it. But yeah, we'll have to see. So yeah, I'm playing devil's advocate here. It would be nice. Not for the players, because if you 1-1, you're really on edge. But especially when tea time is interrupting your game by messaging you. I'm just playing.
Oh, goodness. Here's what I will say. I already think that Meh is the better late game player. That's why he plays this map. That's why he picked this map. I really do think that if this game goes in the predicted fashion, this will go to game 3. No offense to Alexander, but you did a really good job last time with raiding. The problem was Meh never truly got the confidence with that late game power spike that we're normally used to, and that definitely hurt his aggression in early castle. Feudal Age is in first for Alexander. Going to be going up with a stable and a blacksmith, which makes me think he's wanting to contest with scouts on the relics. As a scout for Meh comes forward to start doinking away at that stone wall.
At this like early stage of the game, and you hear the attack siren go off, do you just panic like, oh no, or do you just think, go away, scout?
Usually I just ignore it.
It's like half your base is gone. You just.
Yeah, no. I've become so desensitized to the attack notification noise because of casting. I was playing a couple of team games with one of our lovely community members, and I heard my attack notification go off, and I didn't look for a solid like, I want to say 20 seconds. Then I look over, and it's just a crossbow ball on my hunt, and I'm just like, oh, there's a 30 dead vills. My bad. And I immediately had to apologize to my teammate. I was like, hey, sorry about that. I'd become desensitized.
I was gonna say, when you go to sleep, is there any like sounds in particular which like run through your mind, or do you just sleep because you're so tired?
I kid you not, and this might be unhealthy, but whenever I go to sleep, I literally can see the capture age setup, and half the time there's just a coast to mountain game running in my brain. I don't know why it's that map, but it's burned into my skull for some reason. It's always coast to mountain or outcrop. And CA. I always see bad CA micro in my nightmares. I'm like, why? You have 30 CA and there's 12 pikes and you're not microing. Oh, goodness. So we did see the stone get sold for Alexander to go up a little bit faster. Meh's not going to be up that much later. It's going to be about a minute behind for Meh. But Meh is doing what I love to see. And he's sending spears and scouts to contest. So I love these early castle fights where it's a where it's a spear, spear scout monk triangle in contention for the relics. I'm really interested to see who wins this sort of early fight. And we're going to be actually monasterying in the middle for Alexander right away as soon as castle comes in. As still going to be 40 seconds behind. This might be enough time to get the monastery up and a monk out. The scout is going to find the monastery. He's going to be going on to the vills. The vills going to walk away. The vills do not have loom.
Where is the loom?
The scouts back up. The spears are brought. There's more units being added for Meh. And the monk is queued. The big key here is, will Alexander be able to keep that monk alive? I think the big key here is if you're going to convert with your monk, you need to be converting spears. When I have taking those away, they convert faster, and also you can use them to counter your opponent's scouts. Convert this, you pop out this monk, you convert a spear, and then you use that spear to kill the scouts. Nope, the monk is going to run away. The good thing about monks in these middle fights is they have insanely long range, meaning that they have extremely long sight lines. There's going to be a scout over here, and the spears are coming forward to scout now. Meh does have more military in the middle, despite the fact that Alexander was up to castle first. He does not have the advantage. His military's out of position. The scout's on the monk. He's not paying attention. Oh my goodness, and the first monk goes down. This is currently a huge win for Meh. Meh has a 4-0 KD, killing both the spears and the scouts of Alexander. And with the way Alexander played this, I think that he was actually relying on getting those relics for a bit of an economic boost. The first relic will be claimed by Meh.
I'm really like, I don't know why like Alex sent his monk up there like into just basically no man's land.
He had 3 spears right there that he could have walked with it. That's what confuses me the most. I apologize, I interrupted you.
No. You didn't. I finished talking.
I get so worried because I talk so much, and I don't know if co-casters are done speaking or what. Okay, it's 2 monks for Alexander, 1 monk for Meh, 1 relic for Meh, 1 relic for Alexander. Another monk goes down, but another monk pops out, and it's still 2 monks to 1. We're going to see some spear conversions come through. We're going to be converting each other's. I feel like we just convert the one that just got taken. Yep, there you go. Very quick conversion back. And we need to get these monks on some relics now. Now, what the tea time special is if this is all happening in the middle, you just send one of those first 2 monks outside to start grabbing these relics on the edge. Your opponent's going to be so focused on the... What is this relic gen? All 4 of them just down here on the bottom of the map. Wow.
And knowing you probably send your monk up the north. So.
True.
Oh no.
Oh goodness. Oh wow, we convert the
nice.
the scout there because of the too much micro moment. The spear fights, the absolute wet noodle fights happening here. And we do see a second relic. It's going to be 2 to 3 relics. My one concern is, Alexander, your relics are now in the middle of the map. These could be pressured by literally anything. So, I'd love to see a monastery dropped in the back of the base for Alexander. And I'd love to see those relics transported deeper into his home so that they are not under so much threat. If we see some sort of castle drop here for Meh, that's going to be a problem. If we see, like, mangonels, if we see knights even, this monastery could go down very quickly.
Orange Member asks, did Meh already grab relics that were on the northeast side, or did he get screwed?
No, and there weren't any on the northeast side. That's the thing. All of them, he got screwed. All 4 of the outside relics spawned in the southwest. All the relics in the middle have been claimed, and it is a lead for Alexander. Light Cav is being invested in by Sir Meh. Alexander getting bow saw. Is this a race to imp now? Ooh, excuse me.
I think we both went for like a synchronized stretch type thing.
I'm very... Man, I feel like one of these players needs to be being aggressive right now. Meh's going to be looking at the stone for a castle. Obviously, we all know where I want it, but the realness of it is probably going to be a castle at home. Or a castle on the forward Golder Stone for some map control. I feel like we're going to eco, put 1 relic down if feel.
I'll be right back super quickly, just gotta get a drink.
No stress. It's going to be 3 to 4, soon to be 5 TCs. Wow, Alexander is booming out of his mind right now. Alex is a huge boomer. Yeah, it appears to be that way. Even behind the pressure, he does quite well. Those are some nice farm placements there. Love those. The lack of stone for Alexander concerns me, but this is exactly what I thought. We're going to see a castle in the tip for Meh. And we're actually adding siege behind this. Interesting. Maybe we're going to try and take down this monastery and steal those relics. Has the relic war never truly ended?
The Great Relic War of 2547.
Alexander just choosing to boom once again, just like last game. He's going to boom into eternity. I do think the Burgundians have the better imp, though. So if this game goes into imp, I feel like the gunpowder of the Burgundians is really going to overpower whatever the Malians are thinking about doing here.
Yeah.
No commitment into teching yet. Neither player picking up any sort of blacksmith techs. As imp is clicked for Meh. Okay, this is huge. So Meh is down 6 Vils and clicking imp. Alexander is up in Vils with more TCs, but less eco upgrades due to the fact that he can't get handcart in early. So, yeah. Now, he could get handcart now because he's in Castle Age, but I digress. And we are going to see the first blacksmith tech clicked, and it's going to be scale barding. And wow, we immediately see 3 techs clicked for Meh here. Now, this is the one interesting thing about getting Cavalier and Castle is it's actually quite useful for getting Cavalier on the way to Imperial Age. And we are going to be seeing Meh be the first one to come out and yoink these relics on the side. Oh my goodness, wait a second. One of these relics was over here. Meh was actually able to get one of the relics from Alexander's side, meaning that if he can secure both of these relics, Meh should have the relic lead.
That was a huge sneak.
Yeah,
that's gonna be imaginary hat.
That should be 4 relics for Alexander and 5 for Meh. Yeah, if all things go according to plan. Now, Imp is going to be in much earlier. I'd love to see a Treb now that we've seen this castle queued right away.
I like the outposts from Alex as well. Just kind of getting that extra vision.
Yes, 100%. And we're going to see that light cav there. We're going to see that monk there. And we're going to say, okay, it's time to go home.
Yeah.
Imperial Age is in, and that Treb is clicked. Frame 1 for Meh. So this is already looking really good for Meh. This is the point of the game where Meh is the most comfortable. Imp is still a minute 12 away as the first Treb is going to be coming out here. Alexander going for pikes, which would be good if it wasn't for the fact that we saw preemptive mangonels for Meh. I honestly would like, if we're going to do this, we should do it right. I'd love to see Onager here and a couple more added to truly contest any infantry. Now, we're seeing men-at-arms come in, supplies, squires, iron casting, town watch, and it's going to be another castle in the center for Meh. As Imp comes in for Alexander, this is the perfect time for Meh to start his push. He's got a Treb. He's got 2 Trebs. The numbers of Cav are coming in now for Meh. I think the longer that Meh delays this, the more he's throwing his advantage once again. He has the eco lead. No, he doesn't. Wait, what? Alexander has the eco lead? Ooh, as the Burgundians, getting beat on eco is like the last thing you want to do. And Alexander is actually claiming the sides here as well with these house walls as the first Treb shots come out in the middle.
And Ghostwriter says, I don't understand what Alex is doing. And I was just saying, yeah, we don't neither, but he seems to be winning, so just keep at it. Not this particular game, though, but he's won round 1 is what I meant. But,
yeah. I really think... Excuse me. That this is an example of Alexander trying to go against what he's shown in the past, right? In the past, he's shown a lot of slam dunk for Meh. And Alexander has gone for early pressure, and that's not what we're seeing.
This is really, really good, though, for Sir Meh. This is exactly what he wants right now, just applying a lot of pressure. Dictate the game.
We're getting armor now for cavalry for Alexander.
He's going to lose his relics, right?
Yeah.
Yep, they all popped out. That's... ouch. And I would totally agree with you. He should have made a monastery in the back, pulled those relics. You know, it's... because now you're down 3 relics as well.
100%. I would have loved to see those relics brought back to a safe place so much earlier. We do see the first Treb is out for Alexander. But he lost the castle, and another castle went right back up in the same spot. I don't love this from Alexander. Him building this castle forward when he doesn't have control of the situation. As long as Meh keeps this pressure, this is really good for Meh. And Meh's now adding those oh-so-important hand cannoneer with that plus 15% attack on them. So strong from Meh here.
I don't like to say things early, but like this feels like it's starting to look pretty dire now for Alexander.
Slam.
With the momentum going. Here we go.
Donk.
Boom.
Onto the
There
castle.
we go. Tea time. You got it.
I hate when I do it early. It's not as satisfying.
Right. You just like, I want to go back and try that again.
Yeah, yeah.
Oof.
Camels? Malian camels? Do Malian camels benefit from Farimba is my first question. And don't we have like a really good tech for, no, this is the wrong civ. Farimba, does it affect camels? Yes. Malian camels are
What
very
does Farimba
good.
do? What does Farimba do?
Farimba adds +5 to cavalry.
Okay, I'll remember that for the next quiz show.
T-Zon doesn't know about Farimba camels. I just didn't know if Farimba affected camels. I knew about Farimba and I knew about camels. I just didn't know about the synergy.
I think
Dizzy doesn't know about Farimba.
No, I don't. I'm quite incompetent. I got the official tile on that, but the only thing I worry about now is Sir Meh just kind of overextending. You've got to be so careful not to overextend as well. He's in such a good position right now, but
Whoa!
Maybe the game crashed, or is that?
I don't know.
Orico has disowned me now.
Just had a drop.
Yeah.
Okay, they did finish the game. So, Meh won. I don't think it went on for that long. I don't think we're missing much.
Yeah.
I do apologize that we didn't get to see the end of game 2. But I literally think it went for like maybe 10 more minutes. So, alright. We are in game 3. Dizzy, can you see everything? Are we good?
We're all good here. Let's go.
All ready now. 3, 2, 1, let's hit it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to game 3. The game has been paused.
So, how's the weather like for you?
Actually, we're having storms today. We're having
Oh.
summer storms. And I was really worried because earlier when spectator dashboard wasn't working, I thought that was my my internet going out. So oh, okay, so
Right.
Alexander thought that Meh was repeating Civ. He thought that game was Persians, but it was not.
It looks like we were the only ones that are confused so far, so that's good. Everyone is confused, but game 3 is here, so
welcome to
let's
game 3.
take us off. Yes.
The final game of the first knockout bracket. This game decides whether or not one of these players moves on and one of these players never plays again. We have in the blue corner, on the Portuguese, Sir Alexander de Kunze. In the red corner, on the Persians, we have Sir Meh247. And the map is, you're never going to guess it, Dizzy.
Golden Lakes.
Oh my gosh, you guessed it. How did you know?
I know, right?
The 1
Totally
second...
didn't see. Yeah.
The 1 second of TC idle time does not bode well for Sir Meh, but if I had to go raw just based off of the civs, I'm actually preferring the Persians in this matchup. The Savar is extremely strong. The faster working TCs and docks both come into play here. There's a bit of advantage also with the Portuguese wanting to go for an anti-infantry unit, and we shouldn't really see much infantry from the Persian player. Not to mention, those cheaper gold units aren't going to matter as much if the quality of Persian eco is able to beat you to that late game situation. So, I am preferring the Persians as a civ. I hope that Alexander is able to do some sort of early aggression on this map, though, because he hasn't really had the opportunity to, though. Going to focus a little bit here on Meh's early eco, as he is the civ that will hopefully have the best economy.
And salut, Zanu. This is the night bracket.
This is the
Hello.
final game of the first knockout of the quarterfinals, Zanu. This is the game that decides who goes on and who is done forever. Who is going to have to uninstall Age of Empires from their computer and say, now I'm a Rocket League player.
Yeah. I would say, I did say as a neutral, going 1-0 would be the best, like, for us. And here we are. So I'm really this is like, you have your starter food, and now we're going into the main course and dessert. Just like, yes, let's go.
Yeah.
But for other players,
100%.
probably not so much fun. They're probably really
No,
on
this
edge
is
now.
a lot of stress.
Oof.
Knowing that
Yes.
this is the game that decides it all for you is like, well, it's so funny because either you lose this game and like the pressure is released, or you win this game and you're like, okay, now I have to do this again with more stakes, right?
I think with a lot more pressure comes a lot more mistakes as well. So we should like be seeing, I guess, mistakes unless they are just so like calm-headed. But yeah, from like the previous quarterfinals I watched, there's been like always like some nervousness, mistakes. So again, this is really, plus they know we're watching, I believe, right? So this is
Yeah,
like, it's gonna be
they
right
know
down
very
to the
well.
wire. Mm.
Excuse me. I don't know why I keep yawning today. I think it's because it's raining outside, and the rain always makes me feel cozy. So I'm feeling like real cozy over here. The first dock was out for Sir Meh, and the fishing chips are on the way. That is going to be a Persian dock working like a champion over there. The Alexander de Kunze dock is up in the same half of the map. And we didn't talk about this map gen at all. Now, Dizzy, how much do you know about the variability of map gens on this map?
Well, with all my thousand, no, I know nothing.
So there's actually, I believe our base said 8 different variations where you can spawn on this map, where you can spawn either in the middle of 2 lakes on either of these sides, you can spawn slightly to one side of a lake, or you can spawn right in front of a lake. And that kind of continues in a ring around the map. So there is a lot of variability, and this is one of those gens where you're a little more open. The woodlines aren't very generous to walling, and you do have equal distance to 2 different lakes. So it does make for a bit messier of games. Maybe you're yawning because your body's recovering over several days from a 48-hour stream. Nah, that doesn't make any sense, does it, Dizzy?
No, I mean, you're still young, You can do this. You can do it. You're fine. At least for now.
Oh
Make the
my.
most of it.
Yeah, no, I'm thriving out here. Feudal Age is coming in for Matt at 20. Hold on, 27 pop. How many of those are ships? 4? Okay, that makes more sense.
That's what I was concerned then.
Yeah, it's a standard 23 pop fast castle, I think, from Meh. It's going to be 26 pop up for Alexander. Again, I think a standard 23 pop up. Yep, that is exactly what it is. But with fishing chips added. So, pretty good timings here. A lot earlier for Meh. So, Meh is actually a little bit more in the initiative here. Getting the dock down first, getting the fishing chips out first, getting up to feudal first. And I'd love to see if we're going to see anything actually come out of this, aggression-wise.
Once again, I just have to quickly be right back to, hang some clothes on the line.
No
Adult
worries.
Stuff. Be right
No
back.
stress. We are walling up at home for Sir Meh here. The palisades are being drawn in the sand. There's a little bit of scout aggression in the north. We were trying to find our way onto the ville, but we have somehow tasked onto the house instead. So we are going to be -5 pop space for Sir Meh. Alexander's going to be later up to feudal, but that could mean earlier up to castle. We have seen later up times translate into better castle times, but the fact that they went up on the same pop, and Sir Alexander has 42 seconds of TC idle time? What? Alexander, what are you doing, man? You're throwing. Double bit axe coming in now for Meh. More walls going down. Just one vill on these palisades. A single spear to deal with this scout now. And this is surprising from Alexander. Feudal Age comes in and not going for extra pawns. Yeah, no, this is not looking great. It looks like to me Alexander is playing this extremely standard, and when he needs to be playing for aggression. Stable for Matt at home. This could be scouts. This could be knights in the Castle Age. Although the lack of units on gold tells me that we're not going to be seeing knights. This could be a scout rush from Meh with extra pop from that fish boom. Gold mining coming in for Alexander, and it's going to be archers. This is also expected. Archers are a little bit cheaper with that gold discount on the Portuguese. I would bet from my games with them that both players end up peacefully on 2 pawns each. Yeah. Wordball, we are currently in a Game 3 situation of the knockout bracket. Whoever loses this game is out of the tournament. So, lots of stakes at hand.
And I'm back. Miss anything, or has it been quiet before the storm?
We're going double range archers, it looks like, for Sir Alexander on the Portuguese. And we are going 1 stable, but no scouts produced yet for Sir Meh. So, I thought we were going to see scouts from Meh, but we haven't seen any produced, meaning this could just be a weird it's going to be a 2-pawned boom here in the feudal age for Meh, probably into knights in the... Oh, well, there we go. I've been proved wrong once again. It's just a really late scout production. We haven't seen the 2nd pawn claimed for Alexander yet, and I think something super cheeky would it be Meh to send that Vil forward and to go ahead and dock that 3rd lake. He's got the scout there. He knows Alexander's not there. Go ahead and get some early aggression with taking away one of those pawns. Fletching's coming in. I thought it was going to be double range archers, but we've already stopped producing archers at 4, whereas we've only produced 1 scout for Meh, so the military numbers are severely lacking here in this Game 3 situation. Do you think that it being Game 3 is going to cause players to be more aggressive, or for them to be more cautious?
I think definitely more cautious. And as I say, like, I don't know, it seems weird, like maybe they're just, again, just panicking. It feels like a bit of panic, and these numbers just feel a bit off. So,
Yeah, no, 100%. Why are these builds so bad? 22 pop scouts is kind of standard for 4 lakes, kind of bad at this elo. Well, Zingui, these guys are literally playing the 3rd game in a knockout bracket quarterfinal set in this tournament. These players have come a long way, and whoever loses this game loses. So a lot of pressure is being felt right now, possibly by players that have never played in a finals position like this.
Yeah, and it's a lot of pressure there.
They also know
easy,
we're watching them.
Yes.
I just realized my mic's been in my beard this whole time. I hope that my mic quality was not poor. I apologize if you guys were hearing anything ill. Now, Castle Age is coming in for both. It's a little faster for Meh once again. And the 1 scout investment is not going to hurt Meh too much. But if we don't see some sort of commitment to archers here, Alexander could be throwing away gold that will just get countered by knights in the Castle Age. Oh my goodness, is there a hole here? No, there's a tree there.
No.
It's just been chopped. Good catch by Sir Meh to not over-chop there. And these archers aren't going to find any purchase. Horsecaller, Bloodlines coming in. Castle Age 30 seconds away for Meh. It's still 1:20 for Alexander. And we aren't seeing any more archers come out. This is seeming quite conservative for Alexander, a player who... What is this gate? Oh, interesting. So this gate allows you to walk through in 1 tile, but doesn't allow you to put more units on it like normal, which is normally the weakness of Palisade gates. They don't have much health, and they have a lot more room to be attacked by units. So going like this actually creates a situation where you can still only hit it from the same amount as a Palisade wall. We've seen Bloodlines, we're seeing Scalebarding, and it's going to be double stable Knights for Meh. Bloodlines has also come in for Alexander. I'm not sure what he's thinking with those Bloodlines. Are we thinking CA? We don't get heavy CA. What's the plan here? Is it camels? No, we're Portuguese. What am I saying? Is it cheaper Knights? It's a TC in the middle. I'm trying to figure out what the Bloodlines was for. We've yet to add any more archers still. These Vils are stuck. And 2 Knights are on the way. If these Knights can deny these TCs, oh my goodness, Alexander would be losing the game in early castle. No, you're going the wrong way, Meh. Stop pulling back.
No.
Stop pulling back. Gosh, please. When you're in a situation like this where you're up to castle first and you have Knights on the field, why are you hesitating? Meh, you could have literally killed him now. You could have won this game.
Yeah. So much free real estate.
If you just walked towards his TC, you could have won this game.
Again, you're really like, okay, I think he is docking the bottom. Sir Meh is docking the bottom, I believe. Yeah, there we go. So that's gonna be good. But again, you know, he could have really got in there.
Yet
And
again,
it's once
yeah.
again.
He has
So
the
that's
Night Mass
really,
in
you know,
early castle, and he's not using it. Oh my goodness. Meh's throwing. Hang on, Meh. If you learn anything, it's that if you have more than 2 knights and you're not in your opponent's base, you are literally wasting resources in the castle age. I'd rather you not make knights and click imp at this point if you're not going to use 10 knights. Like, what are we doing? I'm getting stressed out by this. He's just giving Alexander time to get units on the board and to respond to this. Okay, we're cleaning up feudal age archers with fletching. I get maybe we're trying to take him off water, but like that's not the priority. Meh has missed his timing officially, in my opinion. Meh is on
painful.
2 TCs, but he's only on 7 farms, and he's almost finished one of his lakes. Now, thankfully, he did just add a 3rd lake.
I really hope he's not a repeat of game 1, because again, it's just so.
Meh's still ahead by a lot. Yeah, he is. But the biggest issue here is we've seen Meh throw a lead like this in game 1. Not to mention, those knights were here before this TC was even tapped. Those knights were right here. I feel like if he had kept going to the base, he would have seen the Vills walking out, and he would have been able to prevent the expansion from Alexander. The dock goes down. Meh as a name sounds silly. Meh, I don't think is as bad. There are worse names to say while casting. Like, before I knew that D1100 could just be called D1, I was saying D1100 so much that I started forgetting, like, what the meaning of those words were. You ever say something so much that it no longer has a meaning to you?
Yes, all the time.
So it's 3 docks, 3 TC to 3 TC. Meh is still in the economic unit lead. Alexander does have more military, but some of that is archers, which are going to find the wood line. Soon to be a holy wood line. These archers are going to be quite annoying. What are the knight numbers looking like here? They are in the favor of Meh, but there are spears there for Alexander. No husbandry for Meh? Husbandry... Nope, no husbandry on either side. Okay. Both are getting the 2nd armor upgrade within 10 seconds of one another. And Alexander being heavy on gold here bodes well for the Portuguese late game.
Yeah, this is exactly what happened in game 1. Again, though, well, as I say, we get to see everything, but still, it feels like, you know.
Still feel... Wow! These 4 archers didn't kill a Vill, but they did cause an extreme reaction by Meh, where he had to bring all of his Vills off of this woodline, and he actually just TC'd a different woodline. Iron casting now coming in for Meh. What is the plan here, Alexander? How are you going to continue to come back into this game? Still quite the economic lead for Meh.
I think Alexander is coming back into this game just thanks to Sir Meh's actions alone. I know that sounds a bit harsh, but, you know, like, he's just
yeah, no.
sitting off.
I 100% agree.
So it feels like, you know, Alexander's just already in such a better position than he was even seconds ago. Just, alright, let's see what this goes on now.
Okay, we have started the raiding. We are going to pick off 2 Vills, 3 Vills.
And now we're going to run back.
3 Vills, and we're running back downhill. I don't think that was bad. I don't think we lost a knight.
Yeah.
And we got 3 Vels out of it, which is only going to cement Sir Meh's position.
Yeah.
What do you think of this castle, Dizzy?
I think...
Let's go ahead and, for context, here's what Meh can see.
I don't know, really. I don't know.
So, my big thing here is, it's not a defensive castle, because it's not protecting our forward eco, right? If we're going to do a defensive castle, I would love for it to be on our actual eco. Now, if we're going to do a forward castle, I would love for it to actually be forward. Drop it on this TC, drop it on this TC, drop it on these production buildings, drop it on this stone. You have the military advantage. Why are we dropping a castle where there is literally nothing? We're not protecting our own, and we're not aggressive enough. This feels like a nervous castle.
Yeah, nervous. That's kind of what runs through my mind, nervous, really, but... Ooh,
and look at the cleanup for Meh.
Yeah.
I don't think Meh realizes he has 32 knights and his opponent has 1. Click these TCs. Take the knight, shift, click the TCs.
Yeah. He's still being so cautious. Like, just go. Go for the.
Just kill him. Kill him, Meh.
Come on. I'm almost expecting Meh to just kind of run back again, but come on.
Dude, when I tell you, oh my goodness, Alexander was my favorite, but if Meh does not win this game, I am going to feel really bad for Meh. Meh should win this game right now. Genuinely. Honestly, make 2 war elephants. Something. You're not an imp, you don't have any siege, make 2 war elephants and start cleaning up buildings. Genuinely. Oh my goodness.
Like it's going to be the knockout blow though, right?
This is going to be a run through. We just need to keep the knight numbers together. We really need to click those knights under the TC and just eat these TCs. Wow, this is going so good for Meh. Yes, there you go, Meh. Get in his face. Pull half these bills. I know I'm rooting for Meh, even though I said Alexander was my favorite. My point being, this is a win. This is a winnable situation. You can win from here. Imp is clicked. Okay, that's fine. We still have rest to produce knights. Do not put the brakes on now. Okay, maybe don't take a fight under a TC.
Yeah, this is going to be the huge fight here. This is huge. Oh, no.
Oh, goodness. This could be a reverse sweep. Now we've lost a little bit of steam. Now we retreat to the castle. The forward stables are going to make all the difference for Meh here. Also, the 66 on gold helps.
Oh, and Alex now like throwing his knights into the castle. That's not good.
Both players overextending a little bit.
Yes.
Honestly, if you're Meh here, you get back up to 40 knights, and then you go eat all the TCs. Right?
Yeah.
I'd love to see some siege on the back of this. I'd love to see some more elephants. We're about to hit Imp, though. And I think Imp might be GG for Alexander. Because Cavalier and if this game gets to Savar, Meh's in such a good place. It's GG, 66 on gold versus 4. Yeah. I think that Meh's going to take this quarterfinal.
And as you're saying, Alex being your favorite, that might come as quite the shock to you.
This is honestly an upset in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I'd never thought Meh was a bad player, but I thought Alexander had the spunk to pull this.
This is kind of like, as I said the last tournament, this is kind of like the point where I was like, oh no. Because, like, you know, people really literally start dropping like flies, because again, everyone just gets knocked out so quick, and before you know, your favorites are gone. And then you're like, oh, wow. Oh. Sugar cubes.
You can't blame me, Mamba. You've been here just as much as I have. Cavaliers coming in. Blast Furnace coming in. Plate Armor is in. And now Meh Meh, you have more units and you have the better units. Just take a good fight and you win. Why aren't all our units together? Meh. Meh, please. Please, fight with your army all together. Don't tech switch into camels now. You're in Imp, he's in Castle. Did we really queue Imp behind Vils? Hang on.
Oh no. Oh, he got cancelled. Maybe?
Oh, it's in this
Okay.
TC. It was just a bug. It's in this TC.
Right.
It was queued behind 4 Vils, though. And the GG is called, and Meh wins the first quarterfinal! Alexander is out!
Heartbreak for the Alexander fans out there. And you know, the Sir Meh fans is rejoice. Apprehensive, cautious, but at the end, he gets the win.
Guys. This is not what I thought was going to happen. But what I will say is Meh has a new fan going forward. Well played. GG's in the chat. Meh moves on, and Alexander gets to go take a nap now. After these long games. Wow.
What I will say though is by both of them, just well played by both. You know, they both deserve to be there clearly, and just, you know, it's going to be really unfortunate for Alex. But what can I say? What a set, what a game.
Yeah, I 100% agree.